Hello, silly gooses. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. We're coming out of a semi-retirement. I'm so excited. I think this is gonna be the first video back in like 6 months, and it's very different from things I've done before. If you're not familiar with like pick a card readings on the spiritual, witchy, woo-woo side of YouTube, I find them delightful. I love them. I have several creators that I've enjoyed for years, their little whimsical pick a card readings, and reading tarot cards, oracle cards is something I do for myself almost every day for the last, gosh, like 8 years? Anyways, I've had this idea for years to do like pick a card / book recommendation, kind of more casual, almost like low stakes / silly and fun pick a card vibes, as opposed to like the future of your life pick a cards. You got to use your discernment and your intuition and chart your own course for that type of shit. But as far as like, what should I have for lunch tomorrow? What would be a cool aligned book recommendation? Some self-care activities, some things to keep my eyes peeled for in the next month. That we can do. That I'm super comfy cozy with. And I've had this idea for years. I just haven't been able to figure out like how I want to film it and all of the pieces to come together. So bear with me. I would really like to do these semi-regularly, but it might take some practice on my end. But we're starting off with Pisces season, which what better season? Pisces is all about the delusion. Like Pisces season is just calling you to dream and imagine and not be so bogged down by the here and now. It's Pisces season is asking you, what if you gave in to that little bug of creativity, that little spark of something in the back of your head? What if you looked that in the eye? What if you gave that some attention? What if you played pretend? It's embracing the Delulu energy is great for Pisces season. Keeping a dream journal, going for a walk, writing a short story, reading fantasy books maybe, like just escapism, dreams, magic, creation is all very Piscean. So I'm delighted to kick things off with a little cheeky little Pisces self-care book recommendation pick a card vibe for you. If you're unfamiliar with how these work, I'm gonna show you a top down. Again, I don't know how I'm gonna edit this, so just bear with me. I'm gonna show you a top down of 3 like piles of cards, and you can pick 1 or 2 or all of the piles that you just feel so inclined to. If you want to take a deep breath, if you just have a favorite number, if you just feel particularly drawn to one pile or the other, don't overthink it. We're just gonna move forward with the one that you feel most comfy with. It's a great exercise for your intuition. I'm gonna shuffle these with you as we're kind of talking and setting the vibes. I always like when I see that the reader is shuffling the cards, just because I'm bitter like that. Like, how do I know that they didn't just choose the cards that would be perfect for a YouTube reading? So I'm using 3 decks today. These are the 3 decks that I pull for myself every single day. I figure they'd be great ones to start with, but if this does become a regular thing, you will get a great tour of all of my decks at some point. What I settled on for today is my camera here and my phone very precariously filming this top down. So we'll see how this goes. All right, deck number 2. And deck number 3. Okay, so the way this works is this will be pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this last one is pile number 3. So if you want to pause here, if you need more time, choose whichever one you like, and then there will be timestamps in the description to skip to the 1 or 2 or whatever that you have chosen. And then just go from there with your silly little casual chill Pisces season messages and book recommendation. And I'll see you there. All right, group number 1, hello. Let's see what we got in your little Pisces pile. We have raccoon. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have sketch. And I will show you these up close once we're done with the little top-down vibe here. Okay, group 1. Let's see. So your first card is raccoon. Raccoon is about wearing a mask. Sometimes wearing a mask is great for an artist, or is great for keeping you safe, or keeping you anonymous, or living dual lives is something that I'm hearing is like needing to be 2 places at once, or 2 people at once, or kind of living almost like you are battling where you want to go versus where you think you should go. That's not something I usually pick up with raccoon, but that's kind of what I'm feeling is you're feeling pulled in 2 different directions. One feels like what people around you are telling you to do, or things that you just feel like it's acceptable to do, or it would bring you praise, or it would bring you acceptance from your social circle. It would bring you satisfaction, it would bring you stability, safety, etc. All of these stories that you've built up for yourself. But following that path might feel like you're wearing a mask. So Pisces season is asking you, what happens if you take the mask off? What happens if you show up as the person you want to be on this path? Is that possible? What would happen if you took the mask off of this path that you feel you should be walking, or this person or character you feel you need to be showing up as? What would happen if you just showed up a little bit more authentically, a little bit more vulnerably, a little bit more fun? What would happen if you took the mask off? This can be a very, very creative card too. If you are writing under a pen name, if you are posting your art under a pseudonym, if you are some kind of anonymous or character or creator that you feel like you are hiding a piece of yourself from, this is also just calling you to look at that this next month. And how can you show up more authentically in a way that will make you feel more grounded, more whole, without feeling like you need to hide. If you want to hide, that's the other thing. If you want to keep a little secret, if you want to keep a piece of yourself tucked away, that's a whole other thing. But if you're feeling like I need to keep something hidden, this is just asking, maybe explore that. What's going on? The Queen of Swords coming up here is kind of what I feel like I was just talking about with discernment and living authentically, living truthfully. The Queen of Swords is all about cutting out the bullshit. Queen of Swords does not take any drama. She does not take any excuses. She does not take any lies or hidden truths. So something is hidden. Something is asking for your attention, and it's not like this is very internal. I don't feel that this is external happening around you at all. This is like, what are you hiding from within yourself? And dredging it out, taking off a mask, being really honest with yourself. what does that look like if you take the mask off, if you dare to live a little bit more authentically, just 5% more authentically, in whatever, I'm just really feeling a creative path. This might not apply to everyone, but it creatively, if you take off the mask, if you show up a little bit more authentically in a creative endeavor or a creative project that's important to you or that you've been struggling to complete, because the Queen of Swords is also great about making decisions moving forward. So if there's a decision you've been struggling with, if there's a direction you've been struggling with as it pertains to your creative realm, even a work project, something that takes your creation muscles to complete. This is asking you to look at showing up more authentically, and that the answer might be in an unexpected place once you shed the persona, the character that you've been putting on, that you think you need to be for the success of the project, the creation, etc. You might be really surprised to see that actually a little bit of authenticity might go a long way here. And your third little card, these are word cards that I love so much. This one says sketch, and there's 3 little lines of text on here, and I'll read them all to you. Create an outline before you venture further. Is what's underneath part of the final piece? What's underneath? Y'all, this is what I love about reading cards. The third line is stay loose, don't aim for perfection. So to me, I mean, you could take any one of those lines that you feel, really drawn to, but in my mind, it's the second one that feels like it just matches this reading. Is what's underneath part of the final piece? What's underneath? What's underneath is part of the final piece. That's the stuckness, right? If you've been feeling, gosh, I'm stuck, I'm blocked, I can't quite bring this project to completion, there's just something I'm missing, something doesn't feel quite right in this creative process, in this work project, I'm missing something. What's underneath? Take the mask off. There's something underneath the surface that will help you decide on the direction and be able to move forward with that quick momentum that the Queen of Swords is so known for. Wow. So really a message of authenticity, of bravery to show up as you are and not who you think you should be in any given circumstance, and also a little bit of creative elements here too, making decisions to move forward, get out of this creative stuckness, which also is just very Pisces season. Is yes, dream big, yes, embrace the creativity, but don't allow it to keep you in this fog or this stuckness, or analysis paralysis is coming up too, which the Queen of Swords is a great antidote to analysis paralysis. Queen of Swords is, I'm making a decision, I'm evaluating all of the data, all of the information, and I am analyzing and moving on. I'm making a decision, I'm moving on. I'm taking that mask off, I'm looking at what's underneath, and we're taking the next step, we're moving forward. So, as far as your little Pisces reading, group 1, that's what I got for you. As far as a book recommendation for this creative, anonymous, hidden identity vibe. Let's see. Okay. It's entirely likely that you have already read this, but maybe if it's been on your radar, this could be a great push to read it during Pisces season. But my recommendation for you, group 1, with all that we've just discussed, is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. And I'm picking this for you because Legends and Lattes is about this orc Viv who is ready to retire from her career as an adventuring orc fighting evil and wielding her weapon for the, saving the world. She's ready to retire and open a coffee shop in a quiet town and live the rest of her life in kind of a new and different way, but it's very authentic to her. It's very different from the way she spent her last several decades. It's a little bit more quiet and slow and laid back compared to her life of adventuring, but it's also very cozy and fun and sensory and delightful, and there's lots of unexpected lessons and learnings and characters and discoveries along the way, and she would never have found herself here had she not taken that risk, that leap, that, I wonder what there is leading me down this path if I take off that mask, that part of me. And in her case, it's not even a mask. It's a choosing a different path. Multiple things can be true at once. She is and was a great, powerful adventurer saving the world, and now she's ready to be a small business owner and open a coffee shop. Two things can be true. I also choose this for you, it just feels very safe and cozy and delightful while having that delicious fantasy escapism that I just feel like Pisces season really is bringing in for us. If you need something cozy and warm and fun that just embraces authenticity and vulnerability, I hope you'll give it a try. And that is what I have for you, Group 1. Thank you for stopping by and running with the weirdness, and I will see you next time. Okay, Group 2, welcome to your Pisces reading and later book recommendation. Let's see what we got for you. We have the hyena, wow, and the 10 of Cups, and inspiration. This is very similar energy to the first group. If you happen to come here from Group 1 or also felt called to Group 1, the vibes are going to be similar. So don't be surprised about that. But it would make sense to me if you felt drawn to both. So hyena, similar but different to the animal card we had in Group 1. Sorry, Sunday is just like running around the house right now. So in Group 1 we had raccoon, which is about keeping a part of yourself hidden for yourself. Hyena is about keeping a mask on in social situations, keeping a mask on for others because you want to blend in, because you want approval, you want acceptance from others, from a community, from a social setting. It's using humor to blend in or gain acceptance from a group. It's masking a part of who you are because you think that's what your friends or your family or the people around you want from you. You think that it's maybe not safe or not going to be fun or comfortable to take this mask off, or it will require labor or it will require explanation to shed this part of yourself in these social situations. It's more comfortable for you to just keep that mask of humor on, to just keep that mask of that character on that you have come to, I was going to say very comfortable, but it's not necessarily comfortable. It's comfortable in the way that you do it often. I really said I wasn't going to get deep with these readings, but sometimes it's just what happens. It's comfortable in the way that you reach for it often when you're in social situations. And hyena is asking you to think about, to look at, to explore, where is it safe to experiment with taking that mask off? Are there people in my life that would still accept me, probably be even more happy to get to know me without that? I wear this mask, I think, because that's what people in my life want from me. But if they're people that I love, people that love me, is it worth it to give them a chance to see me without this mask? Something I love about this card is the moon. It's a half moon. So it always makes me think of duality, of the light and the dark, the shadow and the light. And there are both within you. There are going to be parts of yourself that other people are not going to like. You don't have to be likable to everyone. There's going to be parts of yourself that you don't like. That's your shadow side that you can work through, that you can reach for acceptance for, but there will always be pieces of yourself that either you are not your favorite things about you, are not other people's favorite things about you. And Hyena, the work of Hyena, the message of Hyena is learning to find neutral acceptance in that fact, is because there being things that you might not like about yourself means that there also are plenty of things. This moon is half and half. There are plenty of things that you do like about yourself, that other people do love about you, that other people find favorite things about you, your favorite things about you. And you just have to let yourself feel that risk, especially if you're used to wearing a social mask very often. Letting yourself feel during Pisces season, the next month or so, that risk, perceived risk of unmasking with safe people, with a couple people, with your favorite people, and seeing how that feels. The light and the darkness. You don't have to hide aspects of yourself that you think are unacceptable or unsavory or awkward or weird with your chosen people. Experiment with it this month. See how it feels to unmask. Because the Ten of Cups is the ultimate card of fulfillment and happiness and joy and creative completion and social fulfillment. It's happiness. The Ten of Cups is about feeling that, almost like that sense when you're on vacation and it's like day 2 of a week-long vacation and you just feel relaxed and fulfilled and so grateful and so just full of all the warm fuzzies. I'm happy, I'm fulfilled, I'm grateful, I have everything I need. There are so many beautiful, wonderful, luxurious things and people around me. That is the energy of the Ten of Cups. So it's worth the risk of taking the mask off this next month, at least in a, it doesn't need to be all or nothing. It could be with one person, in one situation. This is suggesting the risk is worth it. It is safe to be seen. It is safe to be seen for the person that you are, for the quirks that you have, for the silly things that you do, for the idiosyncrasies that you have. It is safe to be seen. It's worth it to be seen. Your last card is Inspiration. These word cards have 3 lines on them. And I usually like to take my favorite one and leave the rest, whatever one calls to you, but I'll read them all. Inspiration. Go to different sources and find your muse. It might be time for coffee with your favorite collaborator. And go listen to something that will get your juices going. So this is asking you to go find something that will lift you up. Feels risky. I understand the fear of being seen, being fully seen. But once again, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk. And the Ten of Cups is making me, it's just like overflowing. It's almost like it's making me think of like when you finally do that task or make that phone call that you've been putting off for way too long and building it up and how annoying, how terrible it's going to be in your head. I just have to make this phone call. It's going to be so annoying. And then you make the phone call or you do the task and it takes you like 5-10 minutes and was no big deal. Is how this feels. Is I feel like maybe you've been building up how scary it is, how risky it is. Oh gosh, what if I allow myself to be seen? What if I allow myself to be vulnerable? And then you do it once, coffee with a friend, and it's so wonderful. It's so delightful. It's so joyful. It makes you feel seen and happy and content and fulfilled. That it inspires you to see where else you can apply that, to find other places where you can be brave like that. This is really beautiful. I love this. I love this for you. And again, this is in the context of the next month, our about a month Pisces season. Let's see. With all of this in mind, what book recommendation might I have for you? Oh, I got it. Okay. I hope you like romance. My book recommendation for you with this reading in mind for Pisces season is The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. This is a contemporary rom-com where our two main characters, one is a book lover and has a career in publishing, and the other is a author of fantasy books. And one character is such a fan of these fantasy books that she writes letters to this author, emails, about how much she loves these books. They end up connecting, i.e., You've Got Mail style. So they start this kind of pen pal email friendship where they tell each other a lot about what's going on in their lives, but keeping pieces of themselves for themselves. And she becomes very fond of this author that she's emailing. And then one day their correspondence stops. And then a new, very hot neighbor moves into her apartment building. And they explore pieces of themselves. They explore the hidden things about each other. And the more that they learn, the more connected they really feel. This is one of my favorite romances. It's so delightful. It's just so cozy. And I love the way that the characters learn about each other as they become more and more authentic and more vulnerable with each other over time, over the course of this book. So that's my official recommendation for you, Group 2. Thank you so much for being along for this interesting experiment. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Okay, pile number 3. Welcome. Let's see what we got for your reading today. All right. Pile 3, we have Unicorn and Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh. Unicorn and Knight of Cups? Wow, okay. And feedback. Wow, this is a wild. If you were picked this group, if you're here for Group 3, I am really excited about this next month for you. Okay, let's talk more in depth. I gotta stop my top down here. Okay. Let's unpack. The unicorn on its own is about believing in magic, but really as like believing in the unexpected, believing that amazing, unexpected, positive things can happen for you and to you. The unicorn represents, in this deck in particular, it represents like your third eye and feeling connected with the divine, connected with the spiritual, manifestation, all of those kind of like woo-woo spiritual things. But to me, in the context of this reading, this is with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups in this particular tarot deck, the Spiral Tarot, is Sir Galahad from Arthurian legend. And Sir Galahad is on a quest to find fulfillment in love. And that could be any type of love. That could be love of career. That could be love of family. That could be love of friendships. That can be love of pets, love of your home, love of your routine, love of yourself, love of your body, love of your hobbies, love of whatever. It's just the quest and the passion to find that love and fulfillment in whatever path that applies to. Wherever you feel in your life right now, like, yeah, I am on a quest to find more fulfillment in X area of my life. Sir Galahad is telling you, buckle up. We quite literally, I mean, there is like a blue horse in this card. All of the knights have horses on them. But also, with the unicorn being here, this feels like it's going to feel destined. I can't believe that I started this video being like, it's gonna be chill and casual and fun. And all three of these readings have felt a little bit punchy, okay? The vibe that I'm getting from these two cards is embrace the feeling of being on a quest. And it's okay if it feels a little bit silly. You have permission to take yourself so seriously on this quest for love of insert path of your life. Love of a person, love of a friend, love of a career, love of a creative project, whatever it is that you are searching for love and fulfillment in, you have permission to take it so seriously. You're on a quest, babe. You're on a quest. And the second that you give yourself permission to just want that and stop fighting the feeling that you want it and are seeking it, it feels like there might be some back and forth here of like, well, I want that, but it's cringe to want that. I want that, but it's try hard to want that. I want that, but it's just hard. I want that, but we're not doing the but this next month. We're doing, I want that, and I'm gonna get on the back of my magical unicorn and I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna start taking steps on this quest. You know, the day that you set out on the quest is not the day that you find the Holy Grail, but it is the first day of your quest. So it's just giving yourself permission to start something that you've been meaning to start or that is really important to you, is permission to start and being open to it feeling easy. You know, after all this build up, all of this talking yourself into it and then talking yourself out of it and back and forth, after all of this build up and dreaming and imagining, well, once you roll up your sleeves, once you pack your bags, once you get on your steed and start your quest, be open to it feeling easy and fast. Things are going to start happening now that you're on your quest. Results are going to start showing up. And they might not be the results that you eventually imagine, but because this is pushing you into the realm of action and momentum, you're going to start seeing change, positive change. The combo of Unicorn and Sir Galahad is very much like, it's been a long time coming. The fact that now you are going to be doing the thing is great. It's almost like, oh, finally is the energy. Like, I can't wipe the smile off my face. Like, this feels really beautiful. What is this? What is this that you've been putting off, that you feel was cringe or too much or embarrassing, or what is this that you've been talking yourself out of, that now the unicorn is such a blessing here. I really can't get over it. Like, yeah. You know what this feels like? This feels like you know that there's something that you want to do. There's something that you just feel like you're supposed to do. It's like you, not to be cliche as fuck right now, but this feels like you know what your purpose is, and you've been ignoring it or talking yourself out of it for so long because it feels ambitious, it feels hard, it feels like there's no guarantee, it feels really big, but you just know. And I think maybe that is the part that getting over has been a journey in itself, is, can I really ask for this? It feels big, it feels ambitious. I'm just a guy. Who am I to be daring to start this quest? Who do I think I am? But the message is like, you gotta start listening to that voice and just take the first step on the quest. We've been waiting. The magic, the destiny of it all has been just waiting for you to take it seriously. Stop ignoring that call. Stop talking yourself out of wanting that just because you feel like it's a big dream. Pisces season, like I said, Pisces season is all about the big dreams and imagination and magic. Pisces season is if there was ever a time to start whatever this is, and if you're here, if you picked this pile, you know what this is. If there was ever a time to make the first step, to start taking it seriously, now's the time. This next month, take the first step. And if it helps to think of it as a magical quest, by all means, it's the season of delusion. So use that to your advantage. The third card is a little word card. And each of these have 3 little phrases on them. And I like to take the one that feels just like the one I'm supposed to hear. But we'll see. So I'm going to read these to you. Feedback. Ask trusted partners for input. Be discerning. Filter out the signal from the noise. Didn't I say discerning earlier? That is wild. And give input in a loving manner with the intention of highest good for all. So just because I had called it out in the beginning of the video, be discerning, filter out the signal from the noise is the one that's calling out to me. But again, whichever of these 3 lines feels like it's for you is probably the one. As far as like starting a quest or embarking on a journey, you're gonna have to be discerning and filter out the signal from the noise. There's gonna be a lot of different directions, right? Once you take the first step, finally, celebrate that. Woohoo, yay, I'm on the journey. I've been wanting to be on this journey for so long. Now I'm here. Well, now you're gonna have to navigate the map. And it might be a difficult map. There might not be a lot of information on that map. You might not have a map. It says asking you to be discerning, filter out the signal from the noise. So there might be a lot of advice thrown at you once it gets out, or once you start sharing that you are starting something, you're starting a project, you're taking steps towards this goal or dream you've had. People will be giving you unsolicited advice. People will sharing their opinions, positive and negative. People will be giving you tips from a good place, but not all of it is going to be helpful for you. Some of it won't even be for you. Some of it will be projections of just what they think about themselves. And seeing you dare to reach for something that you really want, dare to take steps towards a big dream, is gonna dredge things up in other people that witness you on the journey. So this is asking you with the feedback card is you're gonna get feedback. Whether you want it or not, whether you solicit advice or feedback or not, you're going to get it. Be discerning. Filter out the signal from the noise. There's going to be a lot thrown at you. And also, this very first one, ask trusted partners for input. The other knights of the round table, like this is Sir Galahad, but there were many more that were in the same knighthood, whatever. The other knights of the round table are also, serial questers. So to me, this is seeking advice from people walking similar paths. What's the quote that's like, if you wouldn't want their life, don't take their advice, is kind of the vibe here. Is like people that you trust, people that you admire and look up to, or like mentors or friends that have similar goals or journeys. Yes, ask those trusted partners, mentors, for their input, but be discerning and filter out the rest. Wow, group 3, I'm excited for you, let me tell you. What journey are you starting? I would love to know. I'm nosy like that. All of this in mind, wow, what book recommendation do I have for you? Okay, group 3. My book recommendation for you is this collection of short stories called A Universe of Wishes. And every story in this collection is about wish fulfillment of some kind. Close your eyes, make a wish, the universe is yours for the taking. And there's so many great authors in this collection also. It is young adult, but it doesn't really feel like young adult, I didn't think. It is a fantastic exploration of ambitious storytelling and wish fulfillment, and what that looks like in very fantastical short stories. And I think it's just a very inspiring read for if you're embarking on a big ambitious journey, or working up the courage to take a goal or a big dream seriously. I think it would be a great read for you this next month, Pisces season. That is what I have for you, group 3. Thank you so much for being along for this ride with me. Best of luck. Enjoy this journey. Congrats in advance. And I will see you next time. Wow. I don't even know how to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here and being willing to try something new and different and experimental, a little bit outside of my comfort zone. For me, even though I read cards for me every day, but there's something very different about reading cards for strangers through YouTube, But I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate you giving me grace while I figure out how to film all of this. I hope you're doing well and taking care of yourself. Give your dog a big hug from me, and I will see you very soon for a lot of other fun things as I slowly dip my toe back to YouTube. I would like to find some semblance of consistency this year on my channel. I think there were parts of me in each of these readings today that I will take from also. I hope the book recommendations were fun. Please let me know everything that you think or thought or would like to see from videos like this. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this video format and what you think about these little pick a card book recommendation vibes. And I'm excited to hopefully do more of them soon. Okay. Love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.